This is what the Cleveland Cavaliers look like when James Harden steps on the floor in 2026, a 128.1 offensive rating sitting at the 99th percentile league-wide, 9 wins in 11 games, and a 36-year-old shooting 43.8% from 3 while making every player around him better than they were before he arrived. Cleveland sits 4th in the Eastern Conference with a 41-26 record and the 4th easiest remaining schedule in the league. And the single biggest reason comes down to one trade completed on February 4th, 2026. This is the story of James Harden's 2026 season in Cleveland, what his offense does to opposing defenses, and why his leadership is turning a very good team into something genuinely dangerous. February 3rd, 2026 is when Shams Charania broke the news. The Cleveland Cavaliers were acquiring James Harden from the Los Angeles Clippers for Darius Garland and a 2026 second-round pick. Official confirmation came the very next day. Giving up Garland was a real cost. Selected 5th overall in 2019, Garland spent 7 seasons in Cleveland, earned 2 All-Star selections, and fans felt the weight of losing him. That's completely fair. But here's the thing that reframes the whole deal. Harden picked Cleveland. His contract carried an opt-out clause that functioned as a no-trade clause, meaning he could have shut this down before it started. He didn't block it. He asked for it. Cavs president of basketball operations, Kobe Altman, confirmed it directly. He sought us out as a destination to where he wants to be and compete for a championship. Harden put it plainly when pressed, "I see an opportunity to win in the East. They got a very good team, coaching staff, all of the above." And the financial side landed cleanly too. Altman noted it's very rare to improve your team and save $100 million at the same time. A player with Harden's resume scanned the entire NBA and pointed at Cleveland. That decision set the tone for everything that followed. 4 days after the trade landed, Harden debuted against the Sacramento Kings on February 7th. Mid-season integrations into established rosters are always awkward, different habits, different trust levels. Harden walked into that game anyway and delivered 23 points, 8 assists, and 1 steal in a 132-126 win. His comments after stripped away any drama. "I just gotta figure out where I fit in. That won't be hard at all. I told the guys just do what you all do and I'll figure it out. I'm good enough to figure it out and insert myself in." For a player carrying 11 All-Star appearances, an MVP, and 29,000 career points, telling your new teammates not to adjust anything for you is a choice, and it registered. Against Brooklyn, Harden logged 22 points, 8 assists, and 9 rebounds across 36 minutes while playing through a non-displaced fracture in his right thumb. Nobody asked him to stay in. Players going through the motions don't absorb a fractured thumb and keep running pick and roll in February. Denver came next. 22 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, including the go-ahead basket late in a 119-117 win. Boston brought 19 points and 10 assists. Dallas on March 13th turned into a 138-105 blowout with 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. And against Philadelphia, his former team, Harden crossed 29,000 career points, becoming just the 9th player in NBA history to reach that number, doing it in Cavaliers wine and gold. Across 11 games, Harden carries averages of 19.3 points, 7.8 assists, and 5.0 rebounds, shooting 46.4% from the field and 43.8% from 3. With the Clippers, he shot 34.7% from deep, 9 full percentage points of improvement that didn't come from Harden suddenly becoming a better shooter. It came from a system that finally matches how he's built to play. Kenny Atkinson's offense in Cleveland generates 28.6% of its shots off player movement, ranking 3rd in the entire NBA. The Clippers sat dead last in that same category at 18.7%. For years, much of what Harden did offensively lived in isolation. Step-back threes, hunting fouls, creating space for himself. Cleveland's offense runs on constant movement and timed cuts. And Harden, operating as the quarterback, has taken to it like he's been running it his whole career. Start with Donovan Mitchell. Before Harden arrived, Mitchell carried both the scoring burden and the creation burden simultaneously. That's changed now. Harden handles the distribution and Mitchell gets to attack and score without building every possession from scratch. Harden described it himself. He's unselfish, confident in his game, and wants to win at the highest level. So now you got 2 guys who match perfectly for each other. It's a no-brainer. Then there's Jarrett Allen, one of the most gifted roll men and lob threats in the league, a player who needs a point guard committed to finding him at exactly the right moment. Harden does that for a living, and the two of them together are generating a 129.9 offensive rating across 228 possessions, sitting at the 99th percentile. The Harden and Evan Mobley pairing is what Atkinson specifically circled. His words, "I think that could be a really lethal combination. I've talked to James about that, how he wants the screening angles, when he wants him to slip out, when he wants him to hold." Mobley put it this way, "He's not scared to take risks. There's a lot of benefits with how he just controls the game." The numbers back them both up. 129.7 offensive rating, plus 24.3 net rating, sitting at the 99th and 100th percentile. Nobody talks enough about the defensive mismatch Harden creates. Opposing teams assign their strongest perimeter defender to guard him, which means that defender isn't guarding Donovan Mitchell every possession, all game long. That doesn't show up in a box score, but it absolutely shows up in the looks Mitchell gets to his favorite spots. Before Harden arrived, Cleveland's free throw rate ranked 22nd in the league. With Harden on the court, that number climbs to the 99th percentile because he draws contact at a level almost nobody else can replicate, and defenses that commit to stopping him end up giving something else up somewhere. A 128.1 offensive rating with Harden playing means the Cavaliers' offense, in those minutes, ranks among the best produced in the NBA this season. The Harden-Allen pairing pushes that to 129.9, still 99th percentile, across 228 possessions. Pair Harden with Mobley and the offensive rating lands at 129.7 with a plus 24.3 net rating at the 100th percentile. No lineup in the league has been more dominant across their possessions together. Shooting 43.8% from three on close to 7 attempts per game, Harden isn't hunting those looks in isolation. He's creating them within the flow of the offense, which makes them genuinely hard to game plan against. With Harden on the floor, Cleveland takes 3.4% more shots at the basket, converting at 69.8%, a 5.7% improvement over their off-court rate. He's bending the defense inward off the dribble and manufacturing cleaner angles for everyone cutting behind him. The free throw rate jumping from 22nd in the league to the 99th percentile confirms that defenses cannot afford to give him space, and when they collapse to take it away, the rest of Cleveland's offense runs free. 9 wins in 11 games, 81.8% win rate. That's the bottom line. Numbers capture production. They don't fully capture what a player communicates to the people playing alongside him. Arriving mid-season into an established locker room, Harden's opening message was essentially, "Don't change anything for me." No demands for more possessions, no friction about role definition, no requests to rebuild the offense around his preferences. A 36-year-old with 29,000 career points and an MVP walking into a new environment and deferring to what's already working there, that lands differently than any press conference statement could. Mitchell put the adjustment into his own words. "I think Evan and I get back to playing kind of how we've been doing. And with J.A. and Harden, I think we really found something." A mid-season trade that the team's own star describes as a discovery rather than a disruption is about as clean an integration as an organization could hope for. The Brooklyn game matters here too. Playing through a fractured thumb, Harden logged 36 minutes and never asked out. Teammates notice exactly that kind of thing, and Atkinson has invested equally on his end, working directly with Harden on Mobley's preferred screening angles, the timing of slip cuts, treating Harden as a full design partner in building the offense rather than a piece to be pointed at the basket. The result is a Cavaliers team analysts have called the second best offense in the league, sitting on the 4th easiest remaining schedule with real momentum. Strip it back to the core. The Cleveland Cavaliers in 2026 had elite defenders, 2 franchise cornerstones in Mitchell and Mobley, and a movement-based offense ranking among the league's best, but missing one thing: a creator who could run the offense, draw the defense in, and get Mitchell open without asking Mitchell to build every possession himself. Harden is that player. 11 games in, the data reflects a structural fit playing out exactly as drawn up. A 128.1 offensive rating, 43.8% from 3. A free throw rate jumping from 22nd to the 99th percentile. A 100th percentile net rating alongside Mobley. These aren't numbers from a hot streak. They're numbers from a system finding its missing piece. Harden chose Cleveland because he believes this is where he wins. Right now, with a 41-26 record and a favorable road ahead, every game is adding another line to a case that's getting harder to argue against. The playoffs will settle it for good. But what Harden has already built in Cleveland in 2026 reads at the 99th percentile, and it's only getting started.